welcome back to Two Kims One Pod. I'm Peter Kim.
And I'm Eunji Kim.
And this is the only podcast left in the world. Thank you so much for joining us. Eunji, I have so much to catch you up on. This has been a crazy week. It's been your birthday as well, so I know you got into it.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't feel that special because, you know, it's like not a milestone birthday. And once you get to those decades, because we just turned 40, so after the decade one, you just kind of like lay low for a while and you want to kind of disappear and you don't want attention on you.
Yes, I want none. I don't need to celebrate this. I don't need to celebrate. Yeah. I'm not celebrating. It just is. I'm not like worried about getting older. I don't care about it. It's just more like,
yeah, me neither.
Yeah. It's just, who cares? Yeah. Another year.
Yeah. It's just like, why are we making a big deal out of this?
Exactly.
It feels like less and less of a big deal to have a birthday. It's like, bitch, okay, you made it. Great. Okay.
Let me know when you die. Yeah.
Yeah, the death day is the most important thing now that we look forward to, except for like the big decades like 50, 60.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Those I'm gonna like go, I know you are gonna go absolutely the fuck off at 50. Like I could just imagine you, like you're gonna go. I'm already thinking about it because my 40 wasn't what I wanted.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, and I'm at peace with it. And that's a part of being 40 is like being at peace with where your life is and no longer being thirsty.
Right.
Pull forward to what I'm going to be talking about. But the thirst remains. And
I'm parched, but I mean,
I'm parched. Parched nation, rise up. Truly. I never act like I've ever been anywhere before. So here we go. It's time to get into the highlights and lowlights of our week. It's in a very special sexy segment called Rock Hard Tops and Soft Flaccid Bottoms. I'm going to start with my top this week, which I usually don't, but I have a reason why. So I have a top, tippity top, which we're not even going to get into because I'm still processing, which was Beyonce.
Yes.
Oh my God!
You were there.
Ascended.
You were there.
Okay, I was on B Day.
It was the celebrity moment of
when
the
I
year.
tell you, I was so absolutely disgusted. An hour and 15 minutes in from sitting in my seats when people started screaming and shouting at the top of their lungs for not only Kris Jenner, but her progeny.
Sure.
Kim Kardashian.
Sure.
Khloe Kardashian, who looks like a blonde Chupa Chup.
Chupa Chup!
I haven't
thought about a Chupa Chup in such a minute. Wow.
Bitch. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. A throwback bobblehead is what. I don't know what's happening with Khloe, but somebody needs to talk to her.
Reach out.
She looks crazy.
Oh, really?
And I'm not talking about like, girl, you look psycho. You're so hot. Like, no, she looks absolutely like a different human being.
Ooh.
I'm worried about her.
Oh,
I know she doesn't need me to be worried about it. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. First thing I thought, Tootsie Pop. Like truly, I was like, that's a Charms. she's got a bubble gum in the middle. Like she is.
To go from Chupa Chup, a Chupa Chup is different than a blow pop. Was she blow pop or was she Chupa Chup?
Somewhere in the middle, I would say. But very skinny, big old head.
Okay.
Because the head, that no matter how much weight you lose, the head size gives it away.
The head doesn't lie.
It gives you away, bitch.
The head never lies.
The head does not lie. They say the body keeps score. The head, bitch. The head knows the whole fucking bracket, the whole competition, the tournament. It's keeping all the records.
And that's why I really don't try to get too skinny, because I know my bobblehead situation would be upsetting for people.
I don't understand how you would get skinnier. You you have like 1% body fat. You're like skin and bones and a mouthful of teeth. That's
I will talk about.
Sorry to read you so early in the morning at 9 a.m., but I just gotta say that out loud.
I'll talk about this, but It's so funny because yes, I just went to the King Spot. Okay, go on.
Okay, we got to go into it.
Yeah.
All right, so Beyonce was incredible, minus all the celebrity nonsense, minus also. Ooh, I gotta woosah this out because I felt so motherfucking aggravated for the Queen Beyonce herself. I can't even say queen, for the space goddess she is herself. She not only had these celebrities come in, whatever, who cares, but she had Diana Ross, the original doll, the original Supreme, the original pop R&B crossover star.
Yes.
To
the
come
template.
out.
A template.
The bar.
Yeah.
Alien superstar. Anyway, Diana Ross comes and she shows up and sings Happy Birthday to Beyonce.
Incredible.
But she has a guest mic because no other show she has this, right?
Yeah.
The show you went to, she didn't have any like guests come out. Like she don't need no guests.
No.
It's Beyonce.
She's not. We're the guest. She's the host.
We're the guests.
Yeah, we're the guests.
Yes. We're taking our shoes off.
Exactly.
And eating everything she's giving us. And Diana Ross came out and her mic was off.
Shut up.
So she's talking, singing, and the mic's off, and everyone's like, "What's happening?" And then it finally turns back on when
somebody got fired.
Beyonce ran out, hugged her, and was like, "Oh my god," acting like a surprise, but obviously this was planned.
Of course.
And she said, "Thank you for being here," and she gave this like emotional kind of moment about how she sacrificed so much. Like without her, Beyonce could not exist.
Absolutely.
Like you paved the way. You are the icon. You are the template.
She is.
She was like giving it up to her. And she was so sweet. We all sang Happy Birthday and it was great. And then towards the end, if you know the concert / the album, America Has a Problem.
Yes.
Penultimate situation. And none other than Kendrick Lamar.
You called it. Yes, you called it. Yeah.
I called it.
Yes, you did.
I motherfucking called it.
You did. You called it.
No one believed me. And everyone's like, yeah, right. He came out, did his verse, silent.
What?
The mic was cut off again. The guest mic was off again. Somebody's head better be on a motherfucking pike right now because this was Beyonce's birthday and she not only never has guests, she had her icon and the LA icon himself / Peabody award-winning artist. Pulitzer, a rapper, just philosopher of our time, Kendrick Lamar, silenced by bad stage managing. I was so upset. I was screaming.
I
was screaming.
I'm
Who's
sorry.
on the board? Who fell asleep?
Who fell asleep at the board? Who was on the mic? Who had the headphones?
Who's on the mic?
Whose headphones need to be hung up and hanged? Hung up and hanged. Because, and I'm 100% certain that Beyonce fired everybody affiliated.
They better they better never work again.
Complicity is you're guilty by association.
I was so fucking mad. Anyway,
that's crazy.
Besides that, it was an incredible experience. I can't even go into what I watched. It was just pure joy. I was dancing for 3 hours straight. I've never danced that much in my life. And luckily I don't know how this happened. It must have been a mistake, but my tickets were in the wheelchair section. So
because you're handicapped.
My head, my head is disabled. The brain does not work.
He can't support this. He must be in a chair.
But there were no, handicapped people or wheelchair accessible people there. So we had all this space.
You had the handicap stall.
Dance
the
floor.
handicap stall.
We had the stall, and no handicapped person rolled in, giving me a bad eye.
Yes.
And also, these like basic ass bitches kept coming up to us, like vaguely Eastern European, would be like, "Can we stand here? Can we buy you a drink? Can stand?" And I was just like, "No, I didn't." I was like, sure, you could do whatever you want, but like, if they come around and check your tickets, do not squeal on me.
Yeah,
you don't know me. I don't know you. Stand here, dance if you want. Like, I don't care. Just don't tell them you're with us because we're not with you.
Excuse me, Natasha. I don't know you.
Yes. Okay, Svetlana, keep it pushing.
Svet.
But she Ivanka, go upstairs. And she and then not 5 minutes later, the people came around. They were like, "Can I see your tickets?" And she was like, "Oh, we're hanging out." And she's like looking at me, and I just looked the other way. But besides those three things, it was such a great experience. That was my top. The second top, I will briefly mention because it's actually a bottom. I happen to, this is so disgusting to say, but a video of mine that I posted went viral.
Ooh.
Yes. And the fact that you don't know about it shows you how not viral it was. Okay. But my friend Mike and it was also your birthday, but my friend Mike and I, and it's also a very gay thing. Like in the gay TikTok, this is blown up. So do you know in gay TikTok, the Mean Gays series?
Yes.
Okay. So the Mean Gays series has been out for a little bit. Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know, it's just these two comedy gays. I think they're in Atlanta. And they play these stereotypical mean cunty gays. Mm-hmm. And they make comments about you walking by in a stroller or whatever.
Yes, they're really reading you. They're reading mean gays, a very specific type of affluent, good-looking white gay. It's very fits.
Yes, fit gays.
Yes,
who walk around making passive-aggressive comments about your life.
Absolutely.
You know? So it's it's social satire. They're poking fun. Now they did a video called "The Mean Gays Invite You Over for Some Fun."
Yes.
Right. So Grindr hookup situation, and these are all POV videos. So they're talking straight to the camera as if they're talking to you, the viewer. Right. So this is where I think there was a problem with this video. Okay. I thought it was very funny.
Yes.
And like, yeah, that does happen. But I just didn't. It felt very. All of their videos. This is the vibe of their video is very like not big, not obviously comedy.
Sure.
It's very like toned down, grounded. Mm-hmm. Even the little jokes they say are not even jokes. They're like slight, like soft shade. You know what I mean? It's like, for example, the video, like
it's really true to life.
Real life.
True. Yeah. The only reason why you would know it's comedy is because of the rhythm of what they're saying.
Because of the context. Yes. And the fact that they said the mean gays, like who would call themselves the mean gays?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's great satire. I love it. But it started over last week getting dragged.
Oh.
The fuck. It has like 12 million views on Instagram, 6 million, 10 million views on TikTok. Like big videos started getting dragged by mostly POC gays.
Okay.
Saying
the problem with America. There you go.
Yes. America does have a problem.
Yes.
And it's brown queers.
Yeah.
And no, the brown queers, the colorful queers came out and said, hey, this is fucking triggering.
Yeah.
Because this is something that has happened to us many, many, many times. Okay? And this is a acerbic, fucked up experience, right? And they started going, boo, fuck you. Even knowing that it was satire, people didn't care. People were like, I don't want to see it on my timeline.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like too triggering. It's like almost if a straight male did a satire piece about harassing women.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like something that's triggering for women, but it's like, no, I'm pointing it out. But it's like, I don't need you to point that out. Like you are the face of the aggressor. I don't need you to do a satire piece on sexual harassing women. Like, hey, isn't this bad? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the response from the queer community, right?
Okay.
And yeah, so like, and a lot of the internet is taken out of context, right? They're seeing like duets and stitches of this thing. So they don't know that these are comedians or whatever the thing is. And it just so happens that they're both white, fit, hot, So like, I think the internet kind of got like confused.
Sure. The
About,
problem
like,
with virility. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Everything's taken out of context. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone's like resharing it, etc. Right. So my friend Mike Milan and I were like, we were like, oh, let's do videos. Like, we have our days free, so let's just get together and like pump out videos. And the first video we thought of was like, okay, this mean gay thing, it's getting dragged online. Why don't we just do our version of what happens at a hookup, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're just the fucking thirsty gays, and while the mean gays are like, ugh, why is he here? Why won't he leave? This kind of thing.
Yeah.
Our thing was like, oh my God, why won't he stay? He's trying to leave. Let's get him to stay. You know, so like,
Sure.
It's just like our version of that. And apparently it hit a nerve.
Sure.
And it went viral, and people are like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Like, everyone keeps calling it wholesome content. And yeah, and I reply with the word, like the HOLE, wholesome. And so why this was a bottom was two things. The original creator reached out to me immediately and said, and I'm paraphrasing here, this is the funniest part about the whole mean gay thing, because like, they're making fun of mean gays, right?
Yes.
But it seems like a huge portion of the TikTok audience that don't like them.
Sure.
Don't like them for portraying those people, because they can't like see the difference between the satirist and the person, right?
Okay.
Yeah, right. So, but then that person messages me immediately, and I'm telling you, this was at like 9,000 views.
Okay.
Like nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. That's
not nothing, but like,
yeah. I mean, that's not a viral video. Yeah.
by any means.
Yeah.
And he goes, and it came into my IG mention, IG requests. You know, like when someone doesn't follow you or know you, and it came into my IG request and says, paraphrasing here, I know the internet is a gray area for plagiarism, but as a writer creator yourself, you must understand that I've taken painstaking time to construct these jokes, and you took them word by word, joke by joke. And I don't think you need to take the video down, but you should be crediting us. And I was like, what?
What? Wait, are you serious?
Literally, I was like the girl from The Ring. Like, I came out of the TV like, what? Like, why did I put my glasses back?
Are you serious?
Unji, I need to text. Oh, my phone's recording, so I can't. I'm going to text you the screenshot. Okay? So imagine my butthole just completely collapsing inward, going, what? Mind you, this person has 1 million followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay? So, like, she's a sensation. This thing has gone viral. There's articles on gay blogs about their video.
And so now, what was he looking for that your video even came up at 9,000 fucking views?
His friend sent it to him. His first thing was, hey, my friend just sent me your TikTok. Oh, and then in the middle of the video, you know what it's in the message, you know what it says? This is so funny. And I'm sure, let me tell you, I might be taking this completely out of context because it is in text, right? But in the middle, it says, your characters are very funny. I'm sure if you really thought about it, you can think of better ways to take these characters in other funny places. And then at the end, it says, if in the future, if you are going to do these characters and if you're going to make fun of us, please don't do it joke by joke and put them in other situations that I'm sure you can come up with. And then the last line was, thank you for understanding. And then this emoji, the pray emoji. Thank you for understanding. Pray emoji is truly the most
patronizing, condescending,
aggressive thing to end.
It's so fucking problematic.
Thank you for understanding.
Thank you and goodbye.
This is why, and this is like, this just proves why they're getting all this hate. Because, like, they put out a piece of satire, but, like, there's something in the delivery, hun, where you're not hiding the fact that you are actually these people.
Yes.
Like, the audience is smarter than you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Context or not, like, if I'm watching you be cunty and I can't tell you're joking, the delivery's off. Something's off here.
That's crazy. That's
okay,
crazy.
So,
that's
yes.
crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy. Like
crazy.
For
immediate bottom. Immediate bottom.
Oh, also, wait. So where's the video at? How many views right now?
Like 600K.
Oh, so it's like fully viral. Like, that's so exciting. Good for you. Also, insane for this person who is an internet creator to not understand how internet virility and etiquette, parody and internet like etiquette works. Like,
I literally wrote back. I was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry."
You wrote back.
I wrote back. I said, "I am so sorry. You are right. I should give you guys credit. I was so stupid to think that the credit was not needed because it was so obvious of a parody of your brilliant work." Prayer emoji. I should have done the prayer emoji back. But I didn't want to continue the cuntiness online. Like, I was like, okay, you're butthurt, clearly.
Yes.
Because you're getting dragged online or whatever the fuck's happening to your series or whatever this is. Like, I just, as a comedian, made a comment about what's happening on TikTok. Like,
yes.
And then you came at me with plagiarism. And you know what's the worst part of this note? The word gray in gray area.
Yeah.
Spelled with an E. I said, bitch, you're American. You are from the United States of America, bitch.
Okay, and
we
also,
don't do that.
I'm going to take an aeroplane. I'm taking an aeroplane, and I'm going to put. I'm going to go straight into your comedy Twin Towers, and and the color, C-O-L-O-U, color
yes.
of the sky will be red.
Yes,
because that's actually. Because the thing is, at this point, the internet has been around long enough. I would say that this sort of behavior, this type of like parody, would have been a much more gray, spelled the American way, gray.
AY bitch.
It would have been much more gray. I would say like a decade ago. You know, when like parody and these things like felt much like there were way fewer creators. There was like this sort of no one understood the etiquette around like what is here, but with TikTok. No. There's that's the whole danger of putting shit out there. That's 100% like, I assume that there's going to be a ton of people, or with you have to assume that people are going to watch our videos and probably rip them off. Like, I recently got a message, a comment on one of my videos that this user was just like, I've definitely heard this before. And I was like, I deleted it because like it was like me going off crazy, and I was like, this is like a crazy conversation. I don't even want it on my video, and I rarely delete.
I know.
I
have the same thing. People come for me for my jokes, and they're like, I heard Margaret Cho do this bit. I'm like, no, you haven't. No,
like that's actually racist. That's actually racist for you to say.
Yes, I've studied Margaret Cho. Like,
absolutely, and it's like in the way that you're thinking that you've definitely heard this. Of course, people have talked about immigrant parents before. Are you fucking kidding me?
You
like,
fucking idiot.
Are you
That's
commenting?
What's relatable about it.
Are you commenting on Mark Norman's videos
loser.
being like, I've heard about people dating before? Like, I mean, like, what are you talking about?
About guys wanting to have sex and girls wanting to talk? Like, I have never heard that until Andrew Schultz said it on his podcast. Like, what are you talking about? Everything has been done. It's our take on it.
And that is the grayness of the internet, right? Because like so much of the audience is like only consumes comedy in a very specific way. Then there's a whole bunch of other people that consume it in a much more aggressive way. And then there's people that are just like, it comes across their FYP and there's like, whatever this is. It seems funny. I mean, the thing even with this video starting to get dragged, it's like it must have reached, because when things get that viral, it reaches a part of the internet that is not familiar with this type of content. It must have wound up going to a different part of gay TikTok that like doesn't
there was
generally.
a bunch of people saying like, what other video are you talking about?
Yes.
Like people didn't know about the original video and then are watching my video before the original video. And some people are now coming to my video and going, oh, I love these guys. Why are you guys hating on the other ones? And then going to watch them and then coming back and be like, yeah, that was triggering. I hated that. And then be like, please make more of your content. And I'm like, oh, okay.
People are ricocheting.
Also, people are ricocheting. And also what I'm realizing is that, first of all, a few things I've learned from TikTok virality, especially gay, is that number one, most people on TikTok are sweet.
Yes.
Very sweet, supportive. It's very like, yes, king, go off energy.
Because because the algorithm keeps it safe. Because
yes,
it's for the people that want. Yes,
love it.
yes.
Yes. So it's, you're delivering to your silo, which is whatever. Great. And then there are a tiny fraction that are like, go kill yourself. You look ugly.
Yes.
And it's like, we got to have that because,
yes.
How else do you know you're on the internet? And then pray your hands.
Yes.
And then in the middle are a really thick section of people, I would say maybe 30-ish%, are here for me, but only to be tribal. As in, oh, I'm all into this, people. I'm all in for this thing. This is my new thing now. Fuck the other guys. Fuck these mean gays. You're way better than the mean gays. This is the content that we should be having. Mean gays should shut down. You guys should, whatever. It's just like, oh, it's immediate in-group, out-group. And this is like, you're talking about a comedy, like a parody video on a gay TikTok fight. Like, what are we doing? Why are we tribalizing this? This has
outside. Go outside. Take a walk.
For real.
Take a deep breath.
The fresh air.
Go outside.
Go talk to your mother in person or the guy down the street. Check up on a human. What are you doing? Why are you making beef? This is so crazy. It's like, it's truly watching gays specifically because we're very like this versus that, like my queen versus your queen. Like it's very like Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B.
Yes.
It's like Barb behavior. It's very like 14-year-olds drag queen behavior. It's like my drag queen versus your drag queen. And like, we should all go on their TikTok and tell them to kill themselves. Like it's very that. And I'm like, yo, this is under a million under a million views. Like for you to behave this like vicious on a video that's under 1 million views, something's not right with you. Like I understand if it's over 1 million, you're like, yes, like we're doing it. I'm like, bitch, we're not even at the point yet. Like, and you're already like claiming your sigil with my face on it. Like, that's not what we need. We don't need that at all. And the last thing I've learned is that no matter what, Asians or Asian men that look like me will never be sexualized. Because I did this video with my friend Mike Milan, and every comment that is about sexualization is about him. And it's never about me. And there are a lot of like comments because people assume we're a couple too.
Yeah.
Like, and there's so many comments like, oh, so annoying why like every gay couple on the internet, there's one hot one and one fugly one. And me and Mike are going in there going, name names. So, and again, like I do not take any of this personally. I've been through Zanga and Friendster.
Yes.
I could deal with anything. You know what I mean? Like, you can't come for me. Bitch, I'm on YouTube. Are you kidding me? Like,
YouTube comments aren't bad, though. YouTube comments aren't bad,
YouTube comments aren't bad?
No.
They are bad. Oh.
And the IG comments are worst to me. The worst.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Like, once it's like the IG comments start going viral, like, it's actually, once an IG, it's actually the worst. Because IG's algorithm is not nearly as good, so it winds up in the...
It's not good at all.
Yeah, so it winds up in the For You page or the feed of people that it's not intended for.
It's not for.
Yeah. So it's very like... And it's older. It's older people that are just as addicted to the internet. So their etiquette
it's like
is crazy.
Boomers finally going like, we're on Instagram.
Yeah. Get this
like,
get this ching chong, get this. It's like, get this ching chong with racist views off my page. And it's just like, well, I don't know if IG's going to do that if you comment. Like, I'm sorry, lady.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's going to include you, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Sandra. Like, sorry, Brenda. Like, Doris, you made a mistake by commenting that you hate this.
But yeah, I know. That's why I always say I thank you for your comment, because you are helping the algo.
Absolutely,
so I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yes,
this is exciting, and that's the bottom. That's so funny. So I
know.
My top and bottom is my top. I will start with the top. Okay. Was my birthday. My top was my birthday. Birthday. I mean, it was fine. It was whatever. I am older, and I did a show on the eve of my birthday on September 7th. And then I actually deigned to go out with comics and hung out. And it was very fun. I don't typically do that. I, go home. And so it's a top and bottom for me as well. So the top was like this and hanging out. And then on my birthday, my husband took me out to a fancy dinner, which he planned entirely, by the way. He arranged for everything. Way. He got childcare. He picked the thing. Like, it was very nice, and it wasn't bad. It was good.
After 13 years,
finally did it.
Planned everything himself. Lucky number 13, bitch. Look
at
you,
Joe. We did it, and so
Joe, stupid.
Joe, we did it, and I was just like. Joe, we did it. And so
And the planning was good. It was up to your standards.
You know what, honey? He did it. The greatest
That's the gift.
It's pass fail.
That's
it's not even. It's a pass fail. Honestly,
because the greatest gift of all is you doing something.
Anything. So this is a pass fail class. He showed up. It's enough. I'm not giving any more points. It's a binary condition.
He's got a learning disability. We're glad he
absolutely.
showed up.
Surely this is the only thing inside of current culture that is binary. Pass fail. And so I was happy for that. The birthday was good, and then I went to King Spa for the first time since pandemic. Let me just say,
that's crazy to me. I can't believe you have not been back.
I know. It's crazy because
how have you been surviving?
I don't know. I've been so filthy. I'm filthy. Yeah. I'm covered in dead skin. I'm not. Peter, I can't even tell you. I feel like a new person. Look how shiny I am.
You're glowing.
I'm glowing, and I haven't really I haven't washed my face today. I'm still glowing from yesterday. Can you imagine?
Holy shit! What treatments did you get? You got?
I just got scrub. I just Demidi. That's it.
Oh, okay.
And so that's enough. And they wash your hair and everything. It was really wonderful.
Yeah.
So. Wonderful. But let me say this, Peter. No Korean families there. It was Sunday.
What?
I'm telling you, Sunday afternoon. So I arrived at 10, and I only got there early because I knew the church crowd was going to get there after noon.
Yeah.
I got out of the Demiri at 12:20, and I was ready to leave, and I just looked around and it was empty. Went out into the regular jjimjilbang area, right? The co-ed area. No Korean people. Only Korean American people like us that are clearly not going to church anymore. Mm-hmm. White people on a vacation or whatever, explore on a field trip to a different culture.
Yeah. They saw it on TripAdvisor.
Exactly. They're whatever. This seems interesting. And then other Chinese, Vietnamese, kind of other ethnicities, but they're all in little pockets. No Korean families. No Korean families. No iPads. And then I was freaking out. By the way, I went to the food court. It was being run by two white guys.
What?
A Jeffrey was at the cash register. I'm talking about a white man.
Jeffrey.
A Jeffrey with red hair.
A Ginger Jeff.
A Ginger Jeff is at the fucking food court, and I almost ordered. First of all, I like haeundaebap and I like sundubu. That's what I like to get at this food court. Not even available.
What? What's happening?
There is sundubu, but I just didn't. Why am I buying it from this person? Who's in the kitchen? If this is the person
who's in charge here?
Who's in charge here? So I didn't order anything, and I just glared at them instead and charged my phone. And then I went back, and as I'm leaving, I realized, Peter, I look around and I look at all the signs. You know, at King Spa, there's always like 4 new signs with 4 new rules, and they're always updating. I realized why. They've outlawed children under the age of 8 from the King Spa.
What? Why?
I couldn't ask. I was leaving.
For why?
I don't know. So that was, but still very excited. I will go. I will be returning. Love a child-free. I love a child-free
environment, but that seems crazy for a Korean spa.
This is what I'm saying. Like
maybe Koreans aren't going to Korean spas anymore, families, because it's become too like non-Korean.
Or I mean, just maybe in the Midwest, it was already going to be
gentrified.
Like, yeah, maybe in the Midwest or
but
whatever.
King Spa was very Korean family friendly.
That's
until maybe after pandemic.
Maybe after pandemic, because I mean, Korean people were very careful. Yeah. So whatever. Yeah. So now that's that.
Fuck.
Birthday. So I hung out with comics. This is the top and bottom part. Okay. So the top was I hung out. It was very fun. Really ripping it up. Lighting up. And I had 2 to 3 tequila sodas. Having a good time.
Ooh, where were you?
At the lodge. We hung out at the lodge and really getting lit up and, hanging out. And at one point, one of the comics is just like, what do you want for your birthday? And I say, laughing jokingly, the respect of my peers. And the guy next to me, another comic who I do respect, looks at me and goes, but you do. And I started laughing and I'm like, what? Shut up. Okay, whatever. And he keeps looking at me being like, yeah, like he's trying to figure out if I'm
joking
kidding
or not.
Yeah, joking or not. And I'm like, no, of course. Like, who respects me? And like, he's like, people respect you. And I'm like, no, they don't. And I laugh it off and I leave or whatever, I like get out of the situation, which was very uncomfortable. And then I realized the next morning, I think about it again. And Peter, I wept.
What?
I was overwhelmed by that feeling, so much so that I wept.
By the fact that he respected you?
That he said that I have the respect of my peers. And like just thinking that, I did truly break down and I did cry. That's a bottom.
Oh my God.
To be so overwhelmed post, like not even in the moment. I couldn't even be in the moment then.
No.
Only upon reflection and then realizing the next day, that realizing he was being sincere, I was like,
oh God.
Like, and
because you were so filled.
Yes,
because you're so fulfilled.
That's embarrassing. Yes, that's embarrassing. Anyways, that's a top and bottom for me. I mean,
that is pretty embarrassing to cry the day after. At least you were alone and not in front of other people.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not going to be vulnerable. That's insane. But like,
that's emotional terrorism.
Okay. But like, there are all these moments that have kind of been coming up, and I don't know what is happening to me. I think it's postpartum stuff where like. I must be feeling like there must be my estrogen must be like, going up or something like that because I am or low or something is happening with my hormones where I am. Right. Yes. Like I'm being vulnerable. I'm like letting myself be awash in some sort of sensations and feelings. And like I'm truly like it is.
This I'm is going to be terrible for your family.
That's what I'm saying. I'm having new connections and developing a more rich internal emotional life where I'm like, this is dangerous. You don't want me to color with all the colors of my wind, okay?
Yeah, you might end up getting productive, and we don't need that. A healthy sense of self? No, not for Eunji Kim. Maybe in the next life.
Next time.
We'll try to stave it off as much as possible.
Thank you. That is what I'm going to try to do. Wait a second, Peter. There's someone at the door, okay? Wait, there's someone. Wait a second. I got to go at the door. Oh my gosh. It's Trauma. It's Trauma Llama.
Ding dong. Trauma Llama ding dong. I was thinking about how like Trauma Llama ding dong is so apropos because like the fact that like getting triggered is like an unexpected visitor. It's like it comes to your door like ding dong. They don't even ring the doorbell. They just knock it down like the Kool-Aid Man. They're like, yes, I'm here.
It's like every time your mom enters your room in high school and you're always like mid doing something shady. Like I was always catfishing people, or like, you know, when you were about to jerk off, like, you know, like it's always just like, what? Yes. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. It's that all over again.
Like it's always just a
Nothing. Get out. Naga. Bye, Naga. I'm like ashamed of my
like you I mean, that's the thing about like high school and like in living in the place that you live in. Like you can hear every floorboard along the hallway towards your room.
Yeah, you know exactly how because you know how to sneak out.
Exactly, you can hear every. I
knew exactly
floorboard.
Which part to step on so that it would be the least creaky to
and it's just out. Like that's really what prepares you. Like when you hear when I could hear my mom, like I still remember the sound of that floorboard specifically, and then the way that the creak before the turn. That's just like handle. Absolutely. My trauma this week is. It's actually a carryover. So when I first went to school in kindergarten, it's the first time I ever like had to speak English outside of the home, and I didn't know any English. So, and every single immigrant person that comes over at this age, like has a story like this. But I remember this is the memory that, I came online to. Remember you came online when you were naked on that fridge? I came online.
Not the fridge. The
washing machine. Yeah, washer dryer.
Yeah. They put me on top of a fridge.
But like the moment that I came online is like, I still will never forget the warmth of urine going down my pants. Like that's when I came online, like feeling the warmth of urine going down my stockings. And like if you've like, it's truly something that I'll never forget, the sensation I'll never forget. And
white stockings, white stockings,
of course. And like and like just like trying to communicate to this lady that I need to go to the bathroom, but I didn't know the English word for it.
No.
So I just start peeing, and that's that is my first memory. Is me looking up at this woman trying to say like
white woman?
No, black lady. Miss Jackson.
Black lady.
Miss Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. I'm for real
peeing on myself. But like
the younger people won't understand any of these references. This is for millennials and above.
I'm sorry to the Gen Z people, but like truly, that's the moment I came online, where I'm looking up at her, feeling shame, hot shame in my face, hot pee on my legs. and like just like if you've ever peed at school, like they put it in a plastic bag, and just like the cold after you like the immediate cold after having the warmth of the urine, and then you have to take off those stockings and they put it in a thing. I just never forget having to wear someone else's underwear, and like just like an extra pair.
Whose underwear?
It's just extra underwear. This is like kindergarten. Of course they have extra underwear. This is just like whatever, like, you know, washed underwear that they have as extras. Everyone's peeing. But like,
I guess so. That's smart.
Yeah. So just that shame, the heat of the face, the heat of going down my legs, like that is the moment I came online. And now when I think about how often I have peed myself since, and how often I am going pee, I go pee all the time. It's like this, like I pee a lot. And so like, I've always been like that. So just like, I've felt that I've peed in a cab before, and I'm peeing on myself a lot. And so even moving forward inside of like adulthood, it's just like this thing that is, it's like, this is so why I'm like this, like this feeling. It's not why I'm like this, but it makes sense that I continue to keep this, these twin emotions connected, that I felt extreme shame and comfort
and extreme relief.
Yes.
At the same time. Oh yeah, that does. Yeah, that does feed into why you love.
It tracks.
Yeah, it does.
Like
wow,
I feel like such relief and such shame, and it's like together. And I've continued that on, and it's just like one of those things where I've realized that. And I've wanted to ask people in the audience, like I've been asking people like what their first memory is, and no one remembers. It's like usually it's like a trauma or it's like something. It's almost always a trauma. Is that your first memory?
Yeah, it's
That's
never like,
online.
oh, my grandfather bought me my favorite ice cream. Never like. Your brain is dead then. You're just a fucking tadpole until something bad happens and you're like, I have a point of view. Wow, okay. I hope you heal from that trauma.
Thank you.
We need to ask someone like a professional like what we should say to each other after we expunge this with each other. And I wonder what the audience, like, what do you guys think when you hear these stories? Are you like, yeah, me too? Or are you like, oh, this girl's just really had it rough? Like, either way, we're connecting. All right. So my Trauma Llama Ding Dong is kind of related to my bottom today because we were talking about the mean gays and that, like, not just the TikTok phenomenon, but the archetype.
Yes.
I would say that is present throughout media, especially white gay representation tends to be very this.
I mean, there's a reason why those mean gays oftentimes link up with the mean girl at school. Like they are. They are inexorably tied.
Because they are each other.
They are each other, yes.
And the mean gay worships the mean girl because she's his passport around the school.
Absolutely.
Like,
yes.
he understands that the mean girl, the Regina George, is going to get you into the cliques, the power, the status that you alone could never, your homosexual body and face and voice could never exist in these zones. And this goes back to my trauma, which is the first time I was talking about coming online. This wasn't the first time I was accused of gay voice, but it is it was the
accused
first time
of gay voice.
Your voice is gay.
Like,
you got a gay voice.
Like, what is it in the Hester Prynne? Like, you, Hester.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm wearing a big G on a big red G on my chest.
Your ass wants to be penetrated by another penis.
Yes. Same-sex ritualization. You're into it. So this was the first time that. No, this was not the first time I was put on trial for gay voice, but it was the first time that I was, again, like you, came online to being a mean gay or being a shady bitch or cunty.
Yes.
Or, throwing shade, etc. All the things that surround being quick, acerbic, mean, but disguising it as wit.
Yeah.
And then like understanding that that's going to like give you the license to say or react in this way. So I'll give you what actually happened.
It's power. It's power in a social situation, especially when you're a teen, because you guys don't have.
You're funny. Yeah. That's it. And this was the first time. I was 14 and I was like, oh, I have the power to make people laugh
and feel bad.
Forget and I don't know about the feel bad part. I didn't think of that. Maybe you did, but I thought like, oh, I have this gift of like quick associations and quick fire.
Sure.
To like, shift and also looking at tension. That has a lot to do with being abused or being gay or like being hyper vigilant of your surroundings. That's part of that trauma. So what happened was my 3 girlfriends were over, Alice, Christine, and I think Jen, and 2 of them you met. And this is when I was living with my dad for a second, also very traumatizing time.
Yes.
And we had gotten this dog, Muppy, who we did not take care of. Like, I did not know. I was 14. I did not know how to take care of a dog. My brother was 7. my dad was like, ugh, figure it out. And we were like, what? So the dog was like chained up at home all day while I went to high school. And it was just like really bad, right?
Okay.
So I would run home and let this dog out and play with it because like she was just in her fucking cage all day. So they all come over, and this is the first time the girls are meeting my dog. And
okay.
Alice goes, "Oh my God, hi puppy," and she like plays with it, and she smells it and goes, "Ugh, why does she stink?" And I remember feeling so offended and so ashamed that I had a stinky dog. This was like not just about me, but my family situation.
Sure.
The shame of my parents divorcing and my dad taking care of us and us living in squalor, and like just that amount of shame just struck me.
Right, because you don't have a stinky dog, you have a stinky family, you have a stinky situation. It's like
it's stinky personality. No one's gonna love you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your mom
You're
left for a
stinky.
reason,
You're
all of
stinky.
that.
You're stinky. Yeah.
So I internalized that, and instead of like breaking down and crying, I fired back with, "Okay, well, she's a dog. She ain't no fucking Estee Lauder." And then
Estee Lauder is the most obvious. Like.
I know. I don't know. I could have said anything. A 14-year-old gay boy said, "So, she's a puppy. She ain't no Estee Lauder." And everybody started cracking up, and Alice was dying.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What? What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
Who says that? Like, what are you talking about?" And then afterwards, I remember them laughing, and like, I thought at first I was like, "Oh, they're laughing because that was a funny retort." And then I was like, "Oh, wait, they're laughing because that was gay as hell." And then I started getting super worried.
Wow.
And after that, at 14 in school, I would try to pitch my voice down.
And you never mentioned Estee Lauder again.
Ever again. One time, my friend Joe was like, "Oh, is this L'Oreal or Estee Lauder?" I was like, "I don't know those words. I don't know. What are those? Is that a toilet brush? I don't know what that is. I've never seen that." And I would like vehemently, I was like Peter to Jesus when they were like asking him if he knew him during the crucifixion, and he denied him 3 times. And that's how I felt. I was denying everything. I would go to school and I'd be like, "Hey guys, what's up?
Peter
You want to play
to
some
Jesus.
ultimate frisbee?"
Peter to Jesus is to Peter to Estee Lauder. You didn't know her. You didn't know her. You denied her 3 times.
I said, "I don't know her." Thrice before the cock crew. Okay.
I mean, that is the most luxury brand of like, I remember when my mom would bring home an Estee Lauder versus like all the other like a Clinique, because it was always
Revlon,
a free Revlon. Yeah. The drugstore ones. Yeah. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. And so then after that, like that was the moment that you thought you were found out.
Yes. So I made extra effort to be like straight and mask as hell.
And for you, that meant school. Ultimate Frisbee.
Yes, the jockiest thing. I mean, we went to math and science high school. We didn't have a football field. You know what I mean? We had to borrow like a college's track. Like we were a fucking nerd ass school. Okay, so ultimate frisbee was the jockiest it got. It was either that or volleyball.
Oh yeah, volleyball. Clearly. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay, well that wraps up our Trauma Llama Ding Dong. And right now it's that time for our final segment of the week, in which we introduce something we absolutely obsess with. Sit back and bitch, get into it. All right, today I'm going to talk about something that really has saved my life multiple times, and which is, especially if you're in LA and you're like either partying or you're staying out and you're really craving Korean food. LA, all the bars close at 2. And like Korean food, like most things like just kind of close early, like 9-10 p.m. You know, it's not like Chicago or New York where it's like things stay up late, especially K-Town. Because like these Korean aunties want to go home.
Yeah.
But there's one place in K-Town called Hodori, which is the name of the character of the tiger in the Park 88 Olympics.
Yes.
That's the name of the tiger.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hodori in K-Town, it is a 24-hour spot. It's
24
run by
hours?
24 hours. It's like, you know what a 기사식당 is?
No.
It's like in Korea and like New York and New Jersey and all these places, they have something called a 기사식당. 기사 means driver and 식당 is restaurant. And it's for drivers, like taxi drivers, to come in and eat.
Yes.
And they get, and it's like 밥 and banchan and cook for like
of course.
$6 or something.
Yeah, that's what all Divan is in Chicago. All those are cabbie places on Divan, like Indian and Pakistani places. Yeah.
Stay open late and they
have like prayer rooms in the back because
yes.
like a lot of,
And
cool.
it's for that purpose of
Yes.
to serve that working class community, and that's where they have to go eat because nothing else is fucking open, right?
Absolutely.
So this is kind of like that place where it's like this is where you go. This is the final frontier in K-Town. Like it's 24 hours, but the food is fucking good.
Of course.
You would think like 24-hour place is like janky.
No,
it's
no.
so good.
Yeah.
And they're pumping out food, and it's like really like staple items. You know, like a 된장찌개 국밥 or like a kimchi 돼지고기 두부, you know, like big plates of things you share, and it's like basic banchan, but like the ajummas are so cool and they love it when you speak Korean to them. They're like that type who like gives you extra banchan because you're Korean and you speak in Korean. So it's one of those places. So if you're stranded and you're starving in LA, go check out Hodori, HODORI, 24-hour Korean place. Google it. It's in K-Town. Bitch, get into it.
Bitch, get into it. Oh, I love those kind of places. I like the same thing with the places on Divan. Like all those places give you more authentic. It's like what you're describing as Korean food you would have inside of a Korean home. Like an actual,
exactly.
like, you know, that's a level of panchan, home cooking. And that's what you're, if you are interested, especially in Chicago, there's no Korean place like that because there are probably no Korean drivers. There's not enough to sustain it, you know?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay, so my bitch get into it is I started it off, but then I forgot I didn't tell the listeners. But Peter got me this very fancy notebook for my birthday, and it's like it's so nice because it literally is.
I haven't seen it either, so show me.
It's like
because I saw it. I mean, obviously when I saw it online. But,
yeah, I mean, it's like it's thick, it's textured, it's like leathery, it's like suede. And okay, so the thing is, I would say most often that when you receive or when you buy yourself something really nice, you are compelled to like rise to the occasion. Right? You know what I mean? Like when you buy yourself something nice, like you're like, I'm gonna try to be the kind of person that would wear this. That you're gonna be the kind of person
slip into this.
Absolutely.
Person. Yes.
And Peter's given me a tremendous gift by giving me a notebook that I'm trying to rise to the occasion to give. Like that is like
so you're afraid to write in it?
Yeah.
There must be some kind of trepidation of like, what do I write first?
Yes.
Can I write like a shopping list, or like do I have to write something really poignant, or like does it have to be like a perfect joke that like
I'm going to start off. I decided because I was thinking about it. I was really thinking about it. And so I'm going to start doing manifestations. I'm going to do manifestations for the first couple.
Oh, that's a great way to start it off.
Yes.
Oh, that's really great. Smart.
So that is like, at least with most of my other notebooks, that's how I start because of the same sort of trepidation you receive when you are inside of any blank page. When you're confronted with any blank page,
God.
It's the highest wall you could ever imagine, you know? So I'm going to start with the manifestations. That is like 100%. I decided this morning when I was having difficulty getting into it. And so that is one. And then two, I will say that as a bitch get into it, you know, having good friends, get into it. But this is really my thing for this week. I've been trying this out. You guys are all on my sort of crawl, my crawl towards mental wellness, you know, my mental health journey slash, disappointments. And so I've been trying this out and it is very difficult, but I would say I'm going to start it off and you're going to be like, bitch, that's regular. But I'm going to say setting boundaries. Now, when I say setting boundaries, I'm not going to just give it to you and be like, all right, then figure it out. I'm going to tell you to really consider in your mind what your boundaries are. And then, and this is the actual bitch get into it, is formulate a sort of like a ready to go response. Like, if
that boundary is crossed, or how to
or set it,
communicate that boundary.
Communicate that boundary, and sort of like write it out.
I think both are needed, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, like, have a draft in your mind, even if it's saved in the drafts of your phone. Like, have something that you can copy and paste, and like
a really, really nice suede notebook.
Like, have that ready to go. Because I feel like when you're not serious about it, you're like, oh, this is like a bad boundary. You feel uncomfortable. And then you oftentimes in that moment when you're either setting the boundary or when it's been crossed, that is the worst time to try to craft that message. Because you're already
under duress.
And so you're either going to overreact or not pay attention to your inner voice, and you're setting that.
Not serve yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. So doing it ahead of time when you're not in that state, that is truly one of the best gifts I've kind of figured out. Like, I've been, sometimes my friends will send me stuff that's sent, like, Peter, you've like, I copy and paste a lot of like your emails that you've sent. I'm like, oh, this bitch really is setting boundaries and like setting like firm goals and like.
I love boundaries. I love constructs. I love, I love boxes.
I do.
Here's for the audience members, let's set boundaries for each other. How about that? And this would be an example that we can do. Okay. And then we could also give the example of if you cross, and I'll go first so that you don't have to think of it on your toes, but on your heels. But is it heels or toes? On your toes. If you're on your heels, you're feeling trepidatious. But anyway, my boundary, and this is a boundary I set for every single one of my friends. So, whatever, take that with what you will. My boundary in friendships, particularly now talking to you, NG, my boundary with you is I cannot help you move. Okay? That's something I won't do. I've done it too many times. I hate it. It's a stressful situation. I don't like watching people sweat or grunt. I don't want to do it. So if you need money for movers, I will help you with money. I will help you I'll give you the money myself if I can afford it. I will ask other people to help you. I will get a same-day loan, a payday loan, something. But I will never, ever help you move. And then now ask me, now cross the boundary and be like, hey, can you help me move?
Peter, I know you don't typically help people move, but like, I really need these boxes. Like, it's actually just one garage to the other. It's just a small.
Yeah. For our friendship, that's going to be a hard no. But that's for us.
Okay. I actually don't have any boundaries with friendships, and it is a problem.
That's a problem. I need you to set one right now. Even if it's like, don't call me on the weekends or whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, yes. Like, so my boundary actually is that there is a specific family time, like between 4:30 and basically like 7 o'clock. I'm almost unavailable because I'm
okay. There you go. That's
family.
A great boundary.
I'm family because just like I gotta make dinner. My son is arriving from school, like, and I've lost some of that boundary sometimes when I'm really busy, and I see the effect because either my son or husband then become less engaged with me, and that's like the few hours we are together when everyone's awake. So
hey, Unji, I got this last minute gig. It's a corporate gig. It's paying $10,000. I'll give you, I don't know, 5,000. I'll split it with you. Can you just come open for me? Do 10 minutes. It's at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
You had me at corporate gig.
You had me at anything over $1,000.
You said my boundary is soluble, bitch. Wow. Okay.
That's
Now we know.
Now we know.
There's always a price for Eunjoo Kim. All right, folks. Well, that's our show. We're going to wrap it up right here. Thanks for listening. Check out the Patreon. Help us by reviewing us. Share it with friends. And yeah, thanks for checking it out. We have a lot of cool Patreon stuff that's going to be uploaded in the next couple of weeks, months. So I'm really excited for that. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.